The crystalline arena of Vexthor gleamed under 3 dying suns, its transparent walls pulsing with anticipation. Thousands of alien spectators from across the galaxy had gathered to witness what many considered a cosmic joke. A human, accepting a duel against Krax the Bone Render, the most feared warlord in 7 sectors. Captain Sarah Chen stood at one end of the arena, casually checking her equipment while the massive reptilian warrior loomed at the opposite side. Krax stood nearly 12 feet tall, his obsidian scales reflecting the arena's lights like polished armor. His forearms ended in razor-sharp talons that had torn through starship hulls, and his reputation for brutality had made entire star systems surrender without a fight. The crowd murmured in their various languages, a symphony of clicks, growls, and harmonics that roughly translated to the same sentiment. The human was dead. "Behold!" Krax's voice thundered across the arena, his translator implant broadcasting in perfect galactic standard. "The pathetic mammal who dares challenge the Bone Render. I have crushed the greatest warriors of 100 worlds beneath my claws." Sarah looked up from her gear bag and grinned. It was the kind of smile that had made pirates surrender their ships and diplomats reach for their panic buttons. "That's nice, big guy. Real impressive resume you've got there." The Galactic Council's representative, a tall, ethereal being called an Axiarch, floated between them. "This duel is sanctioned under the ancient codes. Victory conditions, death or surrender. Combatants may use any equipment they can carry. Are both parties ready?" Krax raised all 4 arms, each equipped with different devastating weapons. A plasma cannon, a molecular disruptor, a gravity hammer, and his natural talons. The crowd roared approval. Sarah reached into her bag and pulled out what appeared to be ancient Earth kitchen knives, a small camping torch, and a rubber chicken that squeaked when she squeezed it. The arena fell silent. Is the human mocking the sacred duel?" whispered a Zephyrian observer. "I think she's having a mental breakdown," replied a Korthani diplomat. "Begin!" announced the Axiarch. Krax immediately fired his plasma cannon, a bolt of superheated energy that could vaporize a tank. Sarah was already moving, rolling to the side with surprising grace while juggling her knives in a complex pattern. The plasma bolt struck where she'd been standing, leaving a smoking crater. "Stand still, you insignificant pest!" Krax snarled, firing repeatedly. But Sarah danced between the shots, her knife juggling never faltering. To the confused crowd, it looked like some bizarre human ritual. Then she did something that broke several alien minds. She started laughing. Not the mad laughter of desperation, but genuine, delighted laughter, as if this was the most fun she'd had in years. The sound echoed strangely in the arena, a warm, organic noise that most of the spectators had never heard before. Krax paused, confused. In all his battles, no opponent had ever laughed at him. Sarah used the moment to light her camping torch and somehow set one of her juggling knives ablaze. Still laughing, she began juggling the flaming blade along with the others and the rubber chicken, which now squeaked in rhythm with her movements. "What sorcery is this?" Krax demanded. "Oh, this old thing," Sarah called out, catching a flaming knife behind her back. "Just a little something we learned from our planet's entertainment industry." "Ever heard of circus performers?" "No? How about court jesters?" The warlord charged, swinging his gravity hammer. Sarah cartwheeled away, and as she moved, she flung one of her knives. It struck Krax's plasma cannon, and the weapon exploded in a shower of sparks. The crowd gasped. "Lucky shot." Krax roared, firing his disruptor. Sarah threw the rubber chicken directly into the weapon's path. The absurdity of the moment, a squeaking toy deflecting a molecular disruptor beam, caused several aliens in the audience to question their understanding of physics. The beam scattered harmlessly. "See, this is what you big scary types never understand," Sarah said, dodging another claw swipe while keeping her remaining knives and torch in constant motion. "Humans didn't conquer our homeworld by being the strongest or the fastest. We did it by being adaptable, creative, and just a little bit insane." She threw another flaming knife, this one striking Krax's gravity hammer. The weapon's field generator cracked, and the hammer became too heavy for even the warlord to lift. "Impossible!" Krax snarled. "You fight without honor. Without dignity." Sarah's laughter grew louder. "Honey, I'm a human. We threw dignity out the airlock the day we figured out we could survive by being the galaxy's most entertaining disaster species." The final knife flew true, embedding itself in the molecular disruptor. With all his weapons disabled, Krax relied on his natural weapons, lunging forward with all 4 sets of talons extended. Sarah stopped juggling, dropped to one knee, and held up her camping torch like a tiny sword. Crack's momentum carrying him forward couldn't stop. He crashed down, all four hands slamming into the arena floor around the human, his massive head stopping just inches from the flame. "Do you yield?" Sarah asked sweetly, the torch flickering dangerously close to one of his eyes. The arena held its breath. Crax the Bone Render, destroyer of worlds, found himself defeated by kitchen knives, a camping torch, and a rubber chicken. More importantly, he'd been defeated by something he'd never encountered before, a species that could find joy in the face of death. I yield," he whispered. The crowd erupted in chaos as Sarah helped the massive warrior to his feet. "Good fight, big guy," she said, patting one of his massive arms. "Next time, try bringing a sense of humor. It's the most dangerous weapon in the human arsenal." As they walked out of the arena together, the human chattering cheerfully while the stunned warlord listened, the galactic community learned an important lesson about Earth's children. They might not be the strongest or the most advanced species in the galaxy, but they were definitely the most unpredictably entertaining, and sometimes that was exactly what the universe needed. In the depths of space, monitoring stations began updating their threat assessments for humans. The new classification read, "Approach with caution, extreme creativity, and possibly a sense of humor. Recommend diplomatic contact over military engagement." After all, who wants to fight a species that brings rubber chickens to a death match?